What's good, 2K family? We are about to dive into something very special with shooting. Got a big breakdown today with some stuff that's going to help everybody. We had a video that I just made about Mike Wayne explaining that visual cue is very important this year. I've already had two guides, whether it was my settings or my shooting guide. Both of them talked about visual cue and how critical it is this year. He just confirmed it, and I made a video breaking that down. Today, we're going to dive into a deeper dive. I'm remaking this video because I already made it. And now that Mike Wayne confirmed it, it just added more fuel to the fire on why this is going to be so important this year. And I'm going to help you on how I got better at shooting. I'm not literally the best. I was shooting pretty bad to start the year, and then now I'm up to like 55 or something like that, around that range. Sometimes higher, of course, but pretty decent. And I'm playing mostly Proving Grounds, to be honest with you guys, so I can't talk about other modes. Proving Grounds has been like my home playing online, unless I'm playing with a friend who wants to do something different. But anyways, let's get into it. Before we do, I do have a big giveaway for everybody. This is very important for you to get in here, leave a comment, and you'll have a chance to win. I'm just going to select random people, give you all a little VC every single time, every week. I want to try to give multiple winners as we go a chance to get a little something, just for being a part of the community, being grateful to have y'all. So first thing I want to try to talk about is something super critical, and we're going to dive down this rabbit hole. It's going to be a really deep dive, guys. But one thing I want to talk about before we get into anything, it's going to be very, very controversial here, but putting your settings on Hall of Fame to start off can be gruesome, and it's not necessarily for everybody. I can recommend to you to lower it, okay? And the reason why is because there's a couple methods that I'm going to teach you on what to do to get better, but also to get your hot zones. So you don't want to just be on Hall of Fame if you're playing offline. But this is the important thing. I always say play on Hall of Fame to get better so that you can play online. But to get used to shooting, you can start off somewhere with Pro, All-Star, wherever you think you can hit some shots with. You don't have to be consistent all the time, but having that and then slowly progressing every game until you get to Hall of Fame and you feel like, oh, wait, I'm shooting 60% from Hall of Fame easily. This is good. And so that's a tip, but I'll get back into that in a second. And the craziest tip I'm about to give you, you won't believe it. Okay. I've done a lot of research on this. I mean, I got over 100 hours in this game. Let's just look. 120 to be exact. All right. I had the game 4 days before everybody else. Okay. So low risk rewards. Okay. This is going to be key when it comes to this. These are the three things we're going to talk about. And I already did a video breaking all this down, but high risk reward makes it so that you got one green window and it's pretty big. But if you miss, you're not making anything at all. So this is the number one way to play, and this is the way to go. This is what I recommend. But what I didn't say was if you want to learn your jumper, there's a couple tricks to do. So low is the smallest green window in this game, but it lets you get in slightly lates and slightly earlys, all that stuff. So if you're somebody who's shooting very bad, you can put this on low. But the reason I want you to put it on low, if you're not good at shooting, is not for that reason. It's to challenge yourself to hit more greens with a lower green window. And that sounds crazy, but basically the green window is so small in low risk that a skilled player might have a hard time making the greens. So you will basically put it on here and then go shoot your shot, which I'm going to show y'all in a minute, but let me go on high risk real quick and just do a jumper or two. Okay, this is my first time getting on today, but there you go. So that's my jumper. This is my normal jumper, by the way, which I'll show you guys. So I can hit some decent shots. I'm not the best, right? But that's that. We're going to do this exact same thing. And this is the demonstration part of the video before I get into all the really secrets. But this is important. So if I was to lower this to low, okay, just for practice purposes, this isn't to play in the games. just for practicing. My green window is so much smaller, and I probably won't green it perfectly every time. Okay, so we're gonna do the exact same shot, and there you go. So now I have to time this like masterfully. Some of those slightly earlys or slightly lates might go in too, but again, compared to earlier where I just perfectly timed everything 3 times in a row, right now, what is that? 6 shots and I made 2. So come on, baby. So just an example of what this means. Well, guess what? I'd rather play on low and Hall of Fame and practice all of the jump shot variations, my fades. These fades right here are not easy to make, but if I can hit those as well while I'm playing, the timing is different for those compared to just a standstill catch and shoots. So I am already putting myself at a disadvantage while playing offline. And it's not just in here. Okay, it's not just in here. And again, I'll hit these because I practice a little bit. I know my jumper enough to be able to hit this tiny green window because I'm playing on low risk. If those slightly earlys or slightly lates go in, I don't really give a damn. But I do care about these full greens, right? So that's important. That's number one. And this is a training tool that I use. Playing on Hall of Fame, playing with this mechanic, making it harder to shoot for myself. Those are just 2 things. Now, in the end of the day, you're gonna end up on high risk and Hall of Fame for all these drills in the long run. But if you really want to challenge yourself, I know it sounds crazy, but putting it on low is going to be better because the green window's smaller. And then you practice it until you master it. And when you go into games, you're going to boost your green window by putting it on high risk. That's what people don't know. They're trying to tell you like high risk is the harder one. It's not. It's the better one, the bigger green window. But this is going to be critical. All right. And so that's just a starting point. Now we're going to go into, let's go to my stats or something and check out my player very quickly. So I got hot spots pretty much on all the threes areas. I'm at 89, I believe, from the 3. And I only got 1 lethal zone at the moment. But the point is, this is critical. And we're not going to get into how to get your lethals. That's a separate video. But I have that video as well. But the point is, this is going to be key. I am going to play offline, whatever mode, whether it's my career or in the street courts, and basically get all these hot zones. Basically shooting 20 to 40 shots in each zone, you're going to get hot zones in there. That's the easy way to do it, right? And that's going to be cool, but you have to be able to hit your shots consistently. Let's see my numbers right now. So I'm hitting 40, 70, 50. Like, I'm a little bit all over the place, guys. I'm trying, you know, we're trying to get better. Okay. I'm not exactly at that level to say like confidently I'm the greatest of all time here, but you're looking at 60 is my highest right at the moment. I don't think that's bad for somebody who isn't proclaimed to be the greatest of all time or something crazy like that. And so now what I'm doing is I'm taking advantage of this beautiful mechanic, and we're going to make a new jumper, right? We're not going to go with the jumper I got. The jumper I'm using is Kobe Bryant, and I'll have my video separate for that. But we're going to just do Kobe 2 test. Let's just call it that real quick, right? And so this right here, I'm going to do it live so that we could just discuss this. Kobe Bryant is my favorite. Carmelo Anthony also, let's go with Carmelo. We'll do Carmelo and Kobe, or let's just do Carmelo, okay? And then I'm going to put on something that I put on earlier because the speed's so slow. Throw this in there. Bay, as you know, it's a deep bay, is very fast. Then I'm going to put the speed up all the way because I want some type of speed. It's way too slow to play competitively, but I'm just going to do this just to show you guys. Now, push is usually where I really feel comfortable, but I can change that as I go. And what we're going to do is say, okay, I think I'm at push. I'm going to save this. It's called the Kobe test. So I'm going to go into the Kobe test. And the way this drill that I'm about to show you guys works, and again, I prefer to do this while I'm getting my hot zones, but now I'm testing my jumper. And so this is what I would release normally. Ooh, look at that. It goes in. Well, guess what? It's too easy to shoot because I have hot zones. Guess what I do? I step outside of the hot zone. This gives me a smaller green window. This is one of my biggest pro tips right here. How to practice your jumper. See, it says slightly late. Let me shoot a little earlier. Now, I don't want to go off muscle memories if I'm shooting late or early. I got to pay attention to the visual cue more than anything. There it is right there. It's looking like it's right as I get the ball to my face. I mean, above my head. And then I can let it go from there. So check it. Right off the top. That one felt good, but it was late. See how much harder it is for me to shoot from back here? I'll take 2 steps forward. And of course, this will probably go in or at least be closer to green than the other one. So starting to get the rhythm of this shot. And I'm like, maybe I'm shooting slightly early, slightly late. I need to work on this jumper. I don't like the jumper at all right now, to be honest. Carmelo, you killing me, brother. Killing me. This is supposed to be a jump shot tutorial. Well, guess what? It says slightly late. Purposely did that, by the way. I didn't purposely miss. I purposely put on a weird jumper that I'd never use. And then now I'm going back to the jump shot because this is annoying. This sucks. This is terrible. It's a bad jumper anyways. But the point is, since it's slightly late every time, I'm going to boost this up. Matter of fact, let's go full max. So now it's going to release at the top of the shot. So all I got to worry about is the top of the key shooting. And so I'm going to head over to the same spot and do this one more time for you guys. And just keep this in mind for when you shoot, right? And so now it says slightly early because I'm still thinking I'm in the old time. And there it goes. I'm holding on to it. Okay? I'm holding on to it. And if y'all want to see a close-up of this, let's go ahead and get over to this side and then give you a visual. I'm going to zoom in on this. And what I want you to know, I'm going to tell you when it's green or not. But I'm releasing it at the very tip, like as the ball is about to get off my hands. I'm releasing it so that it can go in and lock in. As you can see, I got that one green, that one green, and I'll show you all. Starting to get a flow now of the feel of the game. And there it is right there. It just feels really good, actually. I don't like the speed of the shot, but that's a different conversation. It's too slow. I got to change the mellow upper to make it faster and get a better base or something. But that's the principle. And so now look at it. I'm still not shooting so good. I'm used to shooting fast. So you can see it says slightly early. Well, guess what? I'm going to get up out of here. If I keep shooting slightly early and I'm getting mad, this game is broken. It's terrible. Well, I'm going in here, going to this test slightly early. Well, I'm going to drop this down to the middle. This should be exactly where I need to be. Pretty much exactly in between all of this stuff. So my jumper should be fine now, right? Let's hope. Let's just hope. Boom. Look at that. Oh, yeah. I found my timing, folks. Look at this. All of a sudden, you stuck around and you're like, okay, now he's starting to hit. Boom. And this isn't my jumper that I've been practicing this game with, so I got a lot to learn. But this is the type of thing I'm going to do. And I'm going to go into my career while I'm focusing on my, maybe lower the difficulty if I want to. If it's too hard to shoot on Hall of Fame, I'll drop it down to All-Star and just get a couple good buckets. And if that's too hard, I'll go to Rookie, whatever. I'm going to have no ego. And so when I'm getting all my hot zones, I'm practicing releasing on perfect timing. Even on Rookie, you want to practice the green window consistently and the timing. And so now if I'm on Rookie, I'm going to be doing turnaround jumpers, that's a weird shot. I got to change my turnaround on that. But yeah, so these are the type of things you want to do. And that's how you're going to get better at a new jumper. For example, this jumper sucks ass. I don't know why I made it, man. Come on, man. But yeah, so I'm starting to hit my greens now. So here it is. After all this time, it took me a while. Now this is easy to do in this mode. I can go online and compete and show y'all that as well. But the point is, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go offline, play offline modes, practice the jumper. Again, the key thing is the visual cue. That's not me. Mike Wayne said it. If you watch my last video right here, perfect for me on this jumper. It's a weird jumper. I don't know what I would change. I love Carmelo's release and all that, but I don't have his base in here. Wait, I do. Never put on his base before. Look at that. That's actually clean. That's better. Wait a minute. And so now look at this. I got a full Carmelo, but I did a custom version, which is a lot faster than his original release. Look at that. I actually kind of like it. His visual cue's interesting. This might be my new jumper, guys. Wait a minute. On the video, live presentation of Carmelo's new jumper. This is going to be my new jumper, man. We're going to have to take away my jumper videos and make a new version. You can see it's very awkward. He's kind of like moving his body. I like the way his hands are in this. And this could be it right here, man. This is it. Oh, man, I'm sleeping on Melo. Look at that. Beautiful Carmelo Anthony. One of my favorite players. He's one of the greatest scorers ever. I could argue he's the greatest scorer, but that's a different combo. All right, but that's enough of this with this portion of it. But so the main thing is I would put it on low, and we're going to do this all right now. I would put it on low just to see. It's not about being able to make those early or late releases. It's about only greening on a harder window. This is going to be a smaller window. But it's basically going to let you do really weird shots and stuff as well. Then I got Hall of Fame on to be able to really ramp it up. And I'm playing my career. Street parks are easy, so you don't want to play there. And if I go online, I'm going to be practicing as well. But so this will be the key. And then what I like to do is, again, I don't care about these hot zones that I have. You want to get away from that. So I'm going to kind of step back and play limitless. Basically, this build doesn't have crazy limitless. It's a 6-6 build. So from there, if I could hit this shot consistently from over here, away from my hot zones, that's going to tell me everything. You see that right there? And now all of a sudden, this is going to be a dope jumper if I could hit that every single time. And this is what I like to do to test my timing. And then once I get into the line, because people are shooting like, none of these shots matter, man. I'm going to be honest. Being in this shooting in here doesn't mean anything. People are like, I've been shooting perfect into my court. Well, my court ain't real, dog. I'm sorry to break it for you. You have to, because like I can stand right here, hit this shot, probably with my eyes closed. Not consistently, as you can tell, I'm missing. But man, I'm shooting late, early. Uh-oh. Be alive, folks. There it is. See how when it hits the top of my head, I'm releasing it. Every time I hit the top of my head is when I release it. But this is too easy. Okay, so come back out here. Your green window is going to be smaller. And you're going to test if you got it like that. And this is where I be doing. If I'm coming in here, it's to shoot from this far. Because I am going to get somebody contesting me. I am going to have low stamina. I am going to be freaking shooting off the dribble. I am going to have a harder time with everything. So if I can't hit this consistently, then there's a problem. And so, for example, I'll do this and shoot those fades and try to get them in. That went in, that don't count because it wasn't fully green. You know, you got to get the green. And so right there, all that matters is that it's green. All those other shots that go in, don't count them. Just because you have it on low risk. And then if I came to high risk after, I'll be going crazy. So putting it back on high risk gives me a better green window. And it's going to be only the shots I make. After I practice, when I go play online, I do this. Boom. And then boom, my settings on Hall of Fame. Boom. We're good to go. Now I play online, I'm good to go. One thing I want to talk about, which I haven't mastered fully, and I made a guide about how to use this, but I still got a lot to learn, to be honest with you, which is the rhythm shooting. You guys ready? And you're going to see me miss a lot because I don't know how to do this. And there it is right there. It's two things. And I'm going to have a video up for you guys, but it's about holding the right stick to release it, right timing, and then pushing it the opposite way to be able to time the rhythm of the shot. It's called rhythm shooting. It's the most overpowered thing in this game when it comes to shooting. I got a lot to practice before I could get good at this, but it's definitely a mechanic that I think everybody should get used to. Somehow I'm hitting some shots, guys. All right, trust me, that's not me. I haven't practiced with this enough to be a master, but we're going to make a video about that as well and teach y'all some of these mechanics as we go forward. And I'm hoping that this video inspires you to want to be a better shooter, to want to take your time and not rush it, and you know, get good, basically. Feel me? Get good. It's up to you, man. Don't give up. You got what it takes. But yeah, that's the quick rundown on some of this. I'm hoping that it helps y'all and gets y'all ready to be better. This doesn't mean that you're gonna shoot 80%. You know, I was shooting 70. Last year was too easy. I shouldn't be shooting 70. I'm just gonna say 60 is about my average, but even that's pretty high. 3-point shooting for 60, kind of crazy. So Mike Wayne has won and beat us. Our shooting is lackluster, but it's designed that way to be more difficult. Use the rhythm shooting, which I'm gonna have a video for that. And then I have other guides for shooting. I have a bunch of guides because this is like a lot of different topics into one. But this guide right here was strictly to give you some fundamentals and some things to practice and how to get better at shooting. Little fundamental tips and tricks that are actually very useful, and you're gonna get better by trying them, and you'll see what I mean. And again, remember, quick tips. Visual cue, keep changing it. Depending on if you're doing slightly earlys all the time, you're going to lower it. If you're doing slightly lates, you're going to speed it up to release. Visual cue is the most important thing. And remember, your jumpers, depending on what type of shot you're taking, different times for the visual cue. You need to pay attention to the visual cue. Right? That's what I got for y'all today, man. I hope this video is helpful. Really appreciate y'all out there. Hope y'all having fun with the game. That's what all that matters. Come find me in the Proving Grounds, man. Man, you could play with me too, man. At this point, I'm starting to think about just going to the Proving Grounds with viewers and trying to win big. You know, get something popping. Let's see. This Proving Grounds is a lot of fun for me. So let's find out, man. I'll see y'all there. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. By the way, go check out my next video that should be giving you some really key guides, tips, and tricks, and also enter the giveaway in the comments. Peace.